Impressive 8-2 road trip featuring highlight reel defense, saving games, shutdown pitching at all 3 stops, and an offensive explosion in a pitcher's park. Now it's back to D.C. and Nats Park to start an 11-game run against the East. Johan Santana and Ross Detweiler kick it all off when we return. For the weekend. And of course, Atlanta comes in Monday. This will be exciting. Ross Detweiler, 3-1, 8 games, 5 starts against the Mets. And straight ahead from Nationals Park, lineups and first pitch, stay right where you are. Masson, brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. We have quite a raucous atmosphere here at the ballpark tonight, I must say. Mets and the Nats, cloudy skies overhead. And we want you to visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. Possibility this weekend of some scattered showers here and there, but not very muggy. 88 degrees. Washington has a home record of 32-22, and the Mets 28-32 on the road. David Wright is the guy that everything revolves around in this New York lineup. He's hitting .341 against the Nats, .326 in the league overall, third in on-base percentage, fifth in extra base hits, ninth in hits, ninth in RBIs. So why would you pitch to David Wright? Well, for the last month and a half, a lot of ball clubs have failed to do so. So, Ray, here's Ross Detweiler, 6-5 with a .318 ERA. It'll be his 19th start of the year.
Yeah, and he's pitched exceptionally well, Bob. He has been able to throw that fastball where he wants to, locating it in and out. Left-handed hitters have not done anything against him. As you see, they're hitting 140. A great breaking ball when he throws that thing the way he wants to. Nobody's going to hit it. His changeup moves hard away from right-handed hitters into left-handed hitters with a lot of sink and downward movement.
Nats defensive alignment brought to you by your D.C. area Mazda dealers. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. What do you drive? So the Nats have Harper flanked by Morrison Worth. Good to see Ian Desmond back in there. Danny Espinosa alongside the corner guys, the everyday guys, Zimmerman, LaRoche, and Kurt Suzuki. Ian Desmond on the year, 12 errors. But I think Danny Espinosa found out that when he got over there, made a handful of errors over a couple of weeks. It's a different ball game over there, and you have to have a shortstop you can trust, and the Nats have one of those. And how about this? First time all year, Davey Johnson has all of his horses, except for Wilson Ramos, of course, in the starting lineup and on that defense.
Pretty incredible. You go this long, play baseball this hard, and have so many different people going down, Bob, from the beginning of the season. Just, you didn't have Morris ready. Shortly after that, you get Worth hurt, and just seems like all year long somebody's been hurt. But, it just shows you how deep this ball club is and how guys emerge like Lombardozzi doing a job. Corey Brown came up. Just every time that somebody's had an opportunity, they've done the job. So
you saw the 14-year veteran, Brian Runge, who has the plate. Ted Barrett's the crew chief over at third base, and Ross Detweiler gets us started off right at 7:07 with strike one, a good fastball. Ruben Tejada, 7 for his last 22, a 5-game hitting streak, and he's batting .318. Mets offense has faded a bit from what we saw first couple of times around. They were in the top 2 or 3 in the league in team batting average. Right now they're 6th, batting .256. They're 7th in runs and 12th in home runs. And the key to the Mets facing them, get the first couple of guys and then not have to mess with David Wright with men on base, because he's been unbelievable this year. So Tejada and Torres become very important for New York.
David Wright always been one of the best hitters in the league, one of the best run producers, and he's putting together another huge year. He's hitting .320, 16 home runs, 75 RBIs, amongst the league leaders in 6 different categories, Bob. So you're exactly right. You pick a guy, and from Tom Seaver all the way to Dwight Gooden, Don Sutton, guys that I played with, they would always talk about you can't let the best hitter in the lineup beat you. And this guy is no doubt, there's nobody even close to him in that lineup as far as run production.
Yeah, so you're thinking about David Wright with the leadoff guy up there, and Ryan Zimmerman with his patented zim to the left to get the game started. We've got some game notes for you. The Nats, 35 games in 34 days, and so far, look at that, 24-11. Outstanding. Now, Johan Santana, who takes the mound shortly, has been struggling big time, but he's been almost perfect in this ballpark over a few years. And Ross Detweiler pitching well against the Mets. Told you about that career record of 3-1 with a .281 ERA. And there's the strike. Andres Torres, 0 for his last 6, hitting .237. So Ross gets ahead of the first 2 hitters. Detweiler has seen the Mets for the 4th time this year, 3rd time as a starter. April 10th, 5 innings, no runs, 2 hits, and a 6-2 win at Citi Field. And then July 17th here, a 5-4 win, no runs, 5 hits, and 7 innings. That ball is scorched, and Bryce Harper right there. So you face David Wright the way you like. Bases empty, 2 outs coming up. A lot of folks still coming down Half Street. A lot of fans in the upper reaches of the ballpark, indicating we'll have a good crowd tonight. Place will be packed tomorrow night for the concert after the game. And here's David Wright, 5 out of 12 with a home run against Ross Detweiler.
Loves the ball out away from him. Better middle up hitter than middle down and in hitter. So if you can bust him inside hard, like right in that area for strikes, you can get him out. He still has the ability to inside out that ball, but I'll tell you one thing, you get that thing waist high out away from him and he'll hit a lot of home runs to right center field.
Counts even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ross Detweiler this year against right-handers, 268. That's pretty respectable when you're holding lefties to a 140.
I'll say.
Right, there he goes. That's hit number 136. But here's another thing, Ray. If you face the Mets 3 days in a row, you'll let David Wright hit ground ball base hits to right field 4 or 5 times during the weekend and be pretty happy about it.
Well, actually, there's nothing he can do with this baseball. That ball's down and working away from him, and he actually stays inside the baseball. But see, again, ball's middle of the plate, and he'll take that ball middle of the plate and shoot it that way. So if you're going to pitch him out away from him, he's going to throttle you. If you pitch him middle of the plate, he's going to do that. If you pitch him in hard, I think you got a chance to get him, but few people can repeat that pitch inside.
So here's Scott Hairston, who's been good against left-handed pitching all year. So Wright has 16 homers, Hairston has 14, and this is a bit of a breakout year for him. He'll follow it off to the right side. With San Diego in 08, and that was the middle year of his 3 years there. Scott had 17 home runs and 31 RBIs.
And he's just the opposite. He likes the ball inside. You don't want to throw him. You kind of pitch him just the opposite of David Wright. You want to pitch him away and have the ball moving away from him.
That ball is trouble. Right field line if it's fair. And Worth will play it off the wall. It doesn't go out. They're going to hold the runner because Worth got to it in a hurry and got it to Danny Espinosa. For a moment it looked like when that ball hit the top of the wall that would be a bad break, allowing David Wright to score. But Jason Worth returned it quick.
Played that ball really well off the wall, as the ball had very little time from his glove to the replay, to the cutoff man. This ball is down and in, and he inside outs the ball also. So that tells you that the Mets are going to try to hit the ball the other way. Perfectly placed there by Worth as he gets there, sets himself up, hits the cutoff man, and stops that runner in his tracks at third base.
So because of that, Detweiler still a chance to get out of the inning, facing Daniel Murphy. 27-year-old infielder. He's 0 for 4 against Detweiler. And that's up the middle, and New York's going to have the lead here. 3 consecutive 2-out hits. Harper throws it home, airmails it, and to second base on the throw, Murphy. Mets have 2 runs. Hairston runs well. Not sure Bryce Harper had a play at home.
He didn't have a play, Bob, and that's one thing that he has to learn to do. He has so much confidence in that arm. Ball a little down on the barrel. This ball's jammed, and the ball's not hit very hard. You see it, but he charges the ball so well. But Hairston runs. He really didn't have a play. As you see the ball, he's safely, David Wright scored, then Hairston right behind him. But I've seen Bryce several times this year uncork throws when really he didn't have a throw, but that's something that he will learn in time. You know, he has that attitude right now. He can throw anybody out.
Well, they don't give an error because Murphy was taking second on the throw anyway. He saw the elevation of that throw, and he was off to the races. So now another runner in scoring position, Ronnie Cedeno, the hitter.
And just another thought, it's okay to throw the ball home, but you must hit your cutoff man. That then allows the first baseman or the third baseman, who's ever cutting off in that particular situation, gives him the opportunity to read the play, cut it if there's no play at home, and get the runner trying to advance to second.
And suddenly now, after 3 hits, it's 3-0. Maybe 3 2-out hits will make you a little defensive as a pitcher, and Ross has been nibbling here. Ronnie Cedeno 1 for 5 career against him. So this all happened very quickly. And that's a 4-pitch walk and a fastball up. And suddenly in the dugout, and here comes Steve McCatty. And among the batteries, some concern here. And of course, Ross Detweiler, Ray, I know you've been watching with Johnny from the studio. Primarily fastball lately. Up around 80% or so fastballs. And maybe not mixing things up enough early for this New York offense.
Well, it's fine to throw fastballs and at a high percentage rate, but you must move them around, and you can't get to the center of the plate. 2 of those balls were right in the center of the plate, the one to Harrison and that ball to Murphy were in the middle of the plate. Murphy got jammed on his. The ball to right was a little bit on the outside part, moving back to the middle of the plate. But there's times when this club does get fastball happy, I think, Bob. They've got such good arms, the ability to throw the fastball by hitters. But when you throw it time and time and time again, guys eventually are going to time it. And if you make the ball or make a mistake in the middle of the plates, they're going to hit it hard. So you do have to mix the breaking ball in and the changeup just to offset that timing a little bit.
Now a ball to Jason Bay. Bay has been dropped in this batting order to number 7. Playing in his 46th game of the year. He's had concussion problems this year. Never really getting untracked offensively, hitting a .159. And that one is lofted to left, and Michael Morse is there. So the Mets will pick up 2 on 3 hits, followed by a walk, and the Nats will have to get busy against Johan Santana. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience the world of performance design and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or log on to Dodge.com and check out our powerful lineup. And with Ian Desmond back in, you could say the same about the Nats. Last 2 years against the Mets, hits, slugging, scoring, driving in runs, you name it, he's done it offensively against the New York lineup. Johan Santana, 6-3 in 10 career starts against the Nats with a 2.91 ERA. But as we mentioned here, Washington has never beaten him in Nationals Park. 3-0 with a 2.25. Jason Worth is in the leadoff spot tonight. And Davey says now that he's got all of his guys back, he can make some decisions. He's got some things to work with. One night it might be Danny Espinosa against a right-hander. Sometime it might be Ian Desmond, although he's reluctant to move him out of the 6th spot. And Jason Worth with a .415 on base percentage will make you feel pretty comfortable about putting him in that #1 spot. Desmond hitting 6th, chomping at the bit for his first debut. That's a fastball from Santana that misses inside. His last start, 4 outs, 8 hits, 8 runs with a walk against the Braves in a 9-3 loss. Off speed, he slowed down Worth's bat. Right side pop up, Ronnie Cedeno.
Well, Johan won the Cy Young in 2004, 2005. He was 3rd, 2006. He won it again. He won the Triple Crown that year with ERA, strikeout, and wins. And the reason for him being so good, his ability to throw strikes with the changeup. You saw right there, 2-1. When hitters get an advantage, you think, or you would think that you have him, and he's got you right where he wants you when he is healthy and able to pop that fastball 90 or above. His first fastballs tonight have been right around 90.
And Bryce Harper catches his own foul bunt, trying to drag it first baseline. David Wright is playing way off the bag at 3rd. Anything near the 3rd baseline, he could walk to first base. But now he's already shown bunt. And Bryce's batting average down to .245, hasn't been there in a while.
Johan, an excellent defender. He's won the Gold Glove a couple of times, was voted the best defensive pitcher in all of baseball in 2008. See that Gold Glove insignia on there, printing.
And he goes breaking ball to Harper on 0-2. Bryce 3 for 32 on the road trip. We saw signs of it here and there. Just not able to get any hits on a consistent basis. And he'll shoot that ball out of play off to the left side. Maybe coming home. Familiar surroundings. Playing a team that he's faced before. Will get him going. Ryan Zimmerman. 11 hits. 9 RBIs on the 10-game trip. And Harper will get that pitch up and in and foul it away.
You almost have to let the fastball get way back in there because his changeup is so good that if you commit the fastball, you're in trouble with him. You've got to hit the fastball the other way and hope that he hangs the changeup or his breaking ball.
2-2 now. Bryce works it back even. The Nats are in the top 5 now in the league in batting average at .258. 6th in runs, 5th in home runs.
I was talking to a couple of scouts.
Way up and in.
Earlier, Bobby, and asked them, what's the difference in Johan now and Johan early in the year when he threw the ball so well? As you see him release this ball, gets away from him, up out of the strike zone, doesn't really almost threw that ball without bending his back. And they all 3 of the scouts I was talking to said that he just can't throw fastball strikes.
Harper hits this ball pretty well to left, but backing up is Bay. Jason a good 4 or 5 steps short of the track with the grab. The Mets are in the bottom 5 in the league defensively. So Jason Bay has Andres Torres and Scott Hairston next to him. Ruben Tejada, Ronnie Cedeno, their double play combination. Daniel Murphy gets the start at first across from David Wright. And Kelly Shopik, who they picked up from Tampa Bay just 2 games ago. Trying to settle down the Mets and handle things behind the plate. More on him when he leads off the top of the 2nd. Ryan Zimmerman against Johan Santana. 6 for 22 career with a homer, 4 RBIs. 3 for 12 in the San Francisco series, but he was on base 5 times. So, Ray, when you face a guy you've seen before, but he's having a vastly different second half of the season than the first, do you kind of have to get through that lineup one time, learn him all over again?
Well, you do. You have to see and read how his fastball is moving.
And more on Santana later with a 1-2-3 bottom of the first, working with a 2-0 lead. Fios, introducing Verizon Fios Quantum Speed Internet, twice as fast as anything America has ever seen. Gorgeous Friday night here. A little warm, 88 at the ballpark. And a lot of folks in the Red Loft, Red Porch area, music, entertainment before the game, and a lively weekend at the yard. Here's Kelly Shopik, who hit .250 for Tampa Bay before the Mets picked him up just this week. It was a waiver claim by the Mets, and then they were able to work out a deal August 14th for a player to be named later. On a pitch up, hard hit. Zimmerman to his left, from his knees, right on target. Why pop up and throw when you can do that?
Best in the business. I've seen a lot of good ones. Quick feet, great agility, the ability to put the ball, the glove where the ball is, such great eye-hand coordination. Man, it's a joy to watch this kid come out every day and play just defense. You know, I was watching TV way back in 2006, didn't know anything about the Washington Nationals. Saw him play, and I said, who is that guy? I followed him ever since then. Lo and behold, get a chance to work for the Masson and Nationals, coming to the ballpark, watching him play, and it's just a thrill. I love defense, and, you know, everybody talks about him making that play where he charges the ball better than anybody. You know, he's just all around the best third baseman that I've seen. And that includes Buddy Bell. That includes Mike Schmidt, who were fantastic. I got to see Brooksy play a little bit. I'm not going to say he was better than him because people before me says that Brooks was the best that ever played. But and how about this kid? He's won some Gold Gloves, and he's just not as spectacular as Zim. He makes all the plays. Zim, I believe, makes the play in front of him better, and that play to his left better.
And Detweiler will make that play right at it. He'll knock it down. And after giving up 3 hits in the first inning, no question that could give him a big lift. Find out why the government turns to stginc.com as we look inside the numbers at highest average players this year, guys that are under 25 years old and have their entire careers out in front of them. And Ruben Tejada is one of those guys. Came in today hitting .318.
Just an unbelievably talented group that has come into the big leagues this year. Trout, obviously the guy that has made the most noise. Bryce has done what pretty much everybody expected him to do. He struggles at times, but at any time in a ball game can light you up. But big offensive numbers for young players.
And of course, Ben Revere, the one young guy that we haven't seen. Maybe we will in future years in interleague play. There'll be a lot of it next year. And that ball will bounce in. And Ruben Tejada, who was robbed of a hit by Zimmerman himself first time, has a count of 1-1. So we're talking about the fastball, Ray. 97% so far. Almost every single pitch.
Yeah, and then you see him throw the breaking ball, and it bounces 56 feet. There's no way that he's going to have a feel for the breaking ball. So, it's always been my opinion, throw the fastball as much as you want, but you must mix in the breaking ball, and you got to throw it enough in order to get a feel for it early in the game.
And so a badly wanted by Detwiler 1-2-3 inning. Michael Morse straight ahead. Starting on Monday night. It'll be 3 games in 3 nights, and we'll see Jordan Zimmerman, Steven Strasburg pitching in that series. And go to nationals.com/tickets to check everything out. On the 21st, it's 2 for Tuesday, 2 for 1 hot dogs and soda. Big time October implications on the line with the Braves coming in. By the way, they're hosting the Dodgers tonight. We'll keep you posted on that matchup this evening. So after an inning and a half, Mets on top. Today's second inning presented by Luna. Call for the Luna double. Get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA. Michael Morse 0 for 8 career against Johan Santana. Try something different. Go up hacking. Got a pitch up, fouled it straight back. Michael has a 12-game hitting streak with 16 hits. And Santana tried to handcuff him with that fastball.
So part of you ask about how do you gauge a pitcher when you haven't seen him and then when maybe he's made some changes. You need to see 2 or 3 pitches. You need to see the velocity of his fastball to see if he's coming out of his hand and if he's sneaky. And once you gauge that, then you work off of that. His breaking ball pretty much is going to be the same. Certainly the rotation and the place that he releases the ball from will be the same. you know he's going to have a good changeup. It's just a matter of if he throws it for strikes. A lot of his changeups he throws right on the top of the plate, and you swing at it and chase the ball to the side of the strike zone.
Morse pops this one straight up. Kelly Shopik back and right up against the screen, made the catch. That screen's got a little tilt to it. The ball can hit it on the way down, but it looked like he got it cleanly.
Well, he gets back to this pretty quickly. He looks and thinks it's gone, and then he gets back there and finds a wall, finds the warning track, and gets there and makes a real good catch as he turns that glove upward instead of more like a frying pan. There's that probably 8 or 10 inch ledge there that comes out with those block before you get to the screen, but that pretty good play right there.
One out. Adam LaRoche is next. Adam hitting at 265. Continues to drive in runs, whether he stays hot getting hits or not. Just 6 for 41 on the road trip, but he did drive in 6 runs in 10 games. Quite breezy at the ballpark. You might be able to hear it through our microphones a little. There's a pretty stiff breeze coming right down Half Street from the left field side. That one is low. 2-1.
Tried to spot that fastball on the inside part of the plate, held on to it a little too long. But he's throwing, looks like he's trying to throw the fastball early in the count to get ahead, then go to the changeup. So far on 2-1 pitches in this ball game, he's thrown changeups. Let's see what he does to Adam. Fastball.
Yep, 89.
You can't start guessing with him, though, Bob. If you start thinking with him, he'll wear you out. His changeup is just too good. The way I would always approach pitchers like this that had, average fastball or a below average fastball but had an excellent changeup, I just look for the fastball away, and then that would set you up for the changeup. You could hit the changeup back up the middle.
LaRoche hits that ball up the middle extremely well and right at Andres Torres. 2 outs.
Well, he throws this right down the middle, another fastball moving to the outside part of the plate, and LaRoche stays right on it, lines it about as hard as you can to center field. Didn't have much elevation, but you could tell that there was a little bit of indecisiveness with that wind swirling out there.
Nice hand for Ian Desmond, as he's announced. Has missed 25 games. And by the way, that was our pitch track from Nissan. Get to Nissan Summer Saving Days. Event ends September 4th. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local Nissan dealer.
A lot of first pitch fastball strikes right now, but they're all pitcher's pitches right on the edge of the strike zone.
And he goes off speed way outside, 77.
See how that ball almost has a screwball type rotation to it, Bob? He gets on top of that ball and releases it way out in front with more pressure on his index finger. That causes the ball to rotate away from the hitter.
And of course, Santana, he creates his own angle to the outside corner against the right-handers. Watch where he puts his front foot.
Oh, yeah.
Right on the third base end of the pitching rubber, so he's aiming across the plate to that outside. Desmond takes it inside. Santana took a step or two off the mound. Thought he might have the strikeout.
Fastballs in, changeups away. Goes back to the old pitching philosophy of throw your hardest pitch in and your softest pitch out away from the hitters. Slider.
Well, Ian Desmond swinging the bat for the better part of the last week and a half or so. Danny Espinosa coming off the road trip, red hot. Davey was asked today, did you give any thought to sending Ian Desmond out on a rehab assignment? He said, not really. He said Ryan Zimmerman didn't need one. He did okay when he came back. And why not get this guy right back in the lineup if he's ready? They'll stay with that pitch up and away. That's a good sign. He had to stretch and make that swing and comes out of it just fine.
That was a hanging changeup right there. That ball stayed up in the strike zone. He did not follow through with it. And that's the kind of pitches he's been throwing over the last month and a half that have been rack attacked.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Big gap in left center. Time given. Chris Capuano and Tommy Hanson in Atlanta. They are scheduled to be underway as we speak. Braves keep winning. They're 4 games back of the Nats. They've won 3 straight. Davey Johnson's ball club 12-4 in August. And at least for this young organization, a road trip for the ages, even though the ages haven't lasted that long just yet. And a 3-2. Desmond to right. That'll be right at Scott Hairston. 6 up, 6 down for Santana, working with a 2-run lead. At bat under his belt. Nats are down by a couple. Visit AFCEA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Good evening, Christina. Welcome home.
Welcome home to you too, Bobby and Desmond. Excited to be back in the lineup tonight. And he talked today about how he's able to take advantage of being with the team on the road and in the dugout every step of the way. He said that's kind of my role on this team, to know how guys are feeling and know the speed of the game. He said I wouldn't want to go tell a pitcher, hey, throw your sinker here, when I haven't been around the last couple weeks to know he's been leaving it up lately. He said I've been able to keep in touch with the game, being around them, and at the same time been able to just be there for my teammates. And like you mentioned, Davey Johnson did not think he needed a rehab assignment. The only question might be his timing coming back in, and Ian talked today and said a couple at bats and I'm going to be right where I want to be.
Yeah, that was an interesting comment that Davey made today about timing. You know, kind of the stock answer everybody gives. Well, he's got to go out on his rehab and get his timing back. Well, Davey said today, your timing as a hitter depends on who you're facing that day. What better illustration than facing a guy like Johan Santana? Now it's a backhand by Zimmerman. Bounces the throw, gives LaRoche a nice long hop. And Ryan Zimmerman is putting on a third base show tonight. Don't hit it over there anymore, Mets.
Just quick reaction, first step quickness, gets rid of the ball on his strong foot, gets it in flight, and he's so accurate that he knows that the man over there at first base, Mr. LaRoche, is going to come up with that thing.
You know what? I bet you in your third base days on AstroTurf you made a few throws like that, because guys used to skip them over to first on plays
I
of that
skipped a
nature.
few over there, Bobby.
Yeah.
You know, there's no...
But I mean doing it on purpose.
On purpose, yeah. Davey Concepcion, they say, invented that play at Riverfront. I saw him do it, you know, hundreds of times as he would go in the hole and just get it on its way. And And it certainly wouldn't lose any velocity as it bounced on that AstroTurf. Very accurate. Danny Dreesen playing first. Early on, Tony Perez.
Beautiful thing to watch. Quickly now 0-2 to David Wright. Detweiler goes inside on him, as you talked about first time around.
I'd just stay in there. I would stay in there to see if he would adjust to that pitch in there and then try to open him up to the outside part. He is going back in there again.
Way in there. Wow, almost took David Wright's belt buckle off.
But you see how tough it is to throw strikes in there? Just a handful of pitchers that can throw strikes consistently in there. But if you make him aware of that pitch inside, throw it to him enough, then they get a little trigger happy and you want to pull the ball and it opens up the outside part of the plate for the changeup.
And a bounce to third. Zimmerman to his left.
Wow.
What else is new? 2 outs in the inning. Just because he's so good, maybe we don't give him a star for that play, but he already has 3 others in the book tonight.
I'll give him a star, but you know, most people take about 2 years to get a highlight reel. He can get a highlight reel put together in 1 or 2 games, can he? He just makes plays left, right. He has no weakness. It doesn't make any difference. Great ability to charge the ball. We know that. He goes to his left as well as he does his right. Some kind of player.
Ross Detweiler, some kind of defense going behind him tonight. And Scott Hairston, who just is murder on left-handed pitchers, has another double. He's the one who doubled off the right field wall last time, so you go inside on him because of that, and now he pulls it down the line.
Well, he's normally a middle-in hitter. And here he gets one on the inside part. You see his bat barrel way out front. Pulls that ball hard. No chance there as that ball is ripped with overspin past Zim. Gets down in that corner. Second consecutive double.
So he started this game against lefties at 304. Probably up around 315 to 20 now. And he's at 9 of his 14 homers against lefties. And here's Daniel Murphy, who knocked in 2 runs first time up. So some more 2-out trouble for Ross Detweiler against the middle of the Mets order.
And this is what makes you a pitcher. This is what makes you grow up. When you have 2-out double, first base is open, but you've got a left-handed hitter, you just pitch your way out of trouble here. Great movement on that first fastball at 94.
And continues to pound with the heater. Second time through the lineup here.
I like the way he gets the ball and throws it. He told me that he's patterning himself a little bit like Jordan Zimmerman. Get the ball, find a rhythm, and get rid of it.
Pretty good jammage right there, and a foul ball, 1-2.
I heard all that jammage talk.
See, it's only severe when he puts it in play and you get an easy out. So that was pretty good, and Jordan Zimmerman knows all about that.
But Jordan does. He has a pace and a rhythm in the way he pitches a game that everybody likes. It's just quick. It's not rushed. It's controlled.
Yeah. And he'll be ready for the Braves on Monday night. Edwin Jackson tomorrow as Detweiler. And this is pretty much Ross's regular day to pitch anyway. So if anything, Edwin Jackson gets another day off going tomorrow night. And then they come back with Gio, so it's left, right, left against the Mets. And a 2-2. Well hit, up the middle. Espinoza grabs it cleanly, and the Mets are gone in the top of the third. They're getting some good swings tonight. They have 4 hits and lead the Nats 2-0. else could be an adventure for a little while on this August evening. So the Mets on top of the Nats 2-0. And if you'd like to be a part of postseason ticket purchase action, you'll get priority if and when the Nats play in October by placing a deposit on a full season ticket plan for next year. Go to nationals.com/2013 or call 202-675-NATS. Offer expires September 15th. Some restrictions apply. So something on the uniform or whatever of Johan Santana, maybe the gold glove you talked about, is some gold stitching on a glove distracting to a hitter possibly?
Oh, absolutely. You know, you're not supposed to have anything out there that differs from what your basic uniform is. So if that glove is black, it should be black or blue to match the uniform, and all that gold shining, you know, that shining flash. And you see it right there. There's no doubt.
Tough week for Mets pitchers. Yeah, that's a lot of shine on a glove. And if they're going to make R.A. Dickey take a little leather bracelet off his left wrist that his daughter gave him.
It's getting a little chintzy there, if you ask me.
You would have a feeling that that glove would not be allowed. So he'll take his warm-up tosses, get ready for Espinoza, Suzuki, and Detweiler in the bottom of the third. Santana has won 139 big league games. He's making his 284th start tonight. People forget he's worked 70-some games in his career out of the bullpen. So a 2-0 lead, and Danny Espinoza will put that 12-game on-base streak to work here, during which he's hitting .373 with 4 homers, 11 RBIs.
See that there?
Yeah.
It's just distracting. I mean, it's a distraction. You see that thing flash, and it causes those eyes to blink. And I'll tell you a story in a minute about when I was in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
They had lights there?
Yeah, they did. That was a problem. The lights weren't that good at the ballpark, but there was a street light in center field. I'm batting right-handed. And every time there was a left-handed pitcher, that street light was right over his shoulder.
So did any teammates take to that thing with a BB gun?
Me personally. And I'm not that kind of person.
Is there a statute of limitations on this civil violation?
I hope not. I mean, I hope so.
You hope so?
I hope so. But it distracted me so much, and that's all I would see. I'd look out there and I'd see that light. So we went to Walmart or Kmart or somewhere and bought this Daisy pump BB gun, and there's a lot of people having problems with it, and we shot that thing out, and it was out all year long, and it made a difference. But that's really the only crime I've ever committed. But you know, you're talking about messing with your head.
Yeah. It takes a lot to get a Georgia boy to pick up a BB gun, let me tell you that. Danny Espinoza this year from the right side hitting .309, coming off a sizzling road trip. He was 17 for 44 with 8 RBIs. Just amazing the power show he put on in San Francisco. In a ballpark where it's not easy to hit the ball out, he did it twice. Dog days of August, nothing for this guy. No problem.
We need to get this guy in the stretch. He's always had a little bit of trouble pitching out of the stretch. Changeup is not quite as good. So get somebody on that base and let's see what he does. Get somebody on over there.
Pretty potent lineup. Espinoza 7th, Suzuki 8th. He's had 7 hits as a Nat. And then the pitcher, Ross Detweiler, due up here, bottom 3. Second inning at Atlanta, no score yet. Dodgers, Braves. Espinoza takes one outside. That'll work the count full. Trying to get a guy off the stretch. He'll take that first base runner any way you can.
Well, he should throw a fastball here because of the fact he has a 2-run lead. But this guy will throw that changeup at any time.
3-2. Interesting wide-footed stance as he approaches the hitter. Espinoza pops it straight back out of play.
And he threw the changeup. After shaking the catcher off, catcher gave him a little finger away, which meant fastball away, then finger in, fastball in, then something else, which may have been the curveball and then wiggled, and he threw the changeup. So that will tell me, if I'm a hitter, that any time that there's a crucial situation, fastball away.
Espinosa's going to be rung up. We have seen pitchers lately who've been able to retire Danny, get him on that fastball under his hands.
Well, that was a strike. The only problem is the catcher set up outside. Danny's thinking away, and watch this ball. Comes right on the inside part of the plate, no doubt about it. Cuts right through the corner of that strike zone. But when you're looking so hard away to protect away, that ball looks in, but it was not in. That was a strike.
Santana, 7 straight to start the game. So Espinosa works a 9-pitch at bat, but the pitcher wins it. Here's Kurt Suzuki. And I found this a little unusual. I'm going to double check the stat sheet on this one. Both of these guys in the American League for a while, but evidently Santana gone by the time Suzuki came on with Oakland. They've never faced each other.
Santana, over his last 4 starts, dating back to the last 5 starts, and you hit on it a little bit earlier, Bob, with how inefficient he's been. 36 hits he's given up in just 13 innings. So he has been hit hard.
And Suzuki pops it up. Who wants it? Shortstop has the final call. So that's 8 in a row. Find out why the government turns to stginc.com. And there you have it, Ray. It all adds up to a 17.5 almost ERA over his last 4 starts. He's gone 4 2/3, 5, 3, and an inning and a third.
Yeah, that's crazy bad.
36 hits over that time.
I mean, that is about as bad as you can get. And then tonight he's locating the ball the way that he always did when he won 2 Cy Youngs and was considered one of the best pitchers in the game.
Well, he looks fresh, like a guy who only threw 43 pitches in his last start, because he got most of that night off.
And as I mentioned, the scouting report has been he can't throw strikes with his fastball, and so far tonight he's thrown nothing but strikes.
1-1 to Detweiler. Ross 2 for 29 on the year. Quickly the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Santana trying to be perfect first time around. Plus he can relax. He has a 2-run lead to work with. That's pitching coach Dan Warthen.
Speaking of the Northern League, he pitched for the Watertown Expos when I was there. He looks a little older than me, though.
By the way, Chipper Jones just hit his 13th homer. Solo shot, bottom of the second. Braves on top of the Dodgers. Yeah, we told you earlier, 284 starts, but 360 appearances. And a 3-2. Detweiler strikes out. He struck out Espinosa and the Nats pitcher. So a perfect start to the night for the Mets left-hander. Out on its feet, and that's a beautiful thing every night here. 2-0 Mets. Let's check in on PNC Bank for the Achiever and You. Solutions that help you achieve your financial goals. And Chin-Ming Wong now, 12 minor league starts this year at a 4.30 ERA. Couple of runs, 3 hits last night with Double-A Harrisburg. Cedeno, Bay, and Shopik, top of the 4th. Ross Detweiler, 48 pitches, 29 strikes, and after his at-bat, just finishing up his warm-up tosses. Wow, 1% more off speed now than the last time we checked in.
Well, that's a dandy little thing to be able to throw that fastball that much. Certainly, you're going to be able to command it, but at some point, you're going to have to go to something else, and to have the feel of that pitch, it's pretty hard to call on a curveball or a changeup when you haven't thrown it very much and make it real effective in a good spot.
And the last time Ross pitched Sunday at Arizona, he didn't get many ground ball outs at all. Ball was in the air a lot. He wasn't feeling well. After the game, to his credit, and Zimmerman throws out Cedeno. This is looking like the king in his court out here tonight.
Eddie Feiner.
Yeah, because all Eddie Feiner had was, what, 2 infielders and an outfielder, and Ryan Zimmerman now with a whole bunch of assists tonight. That's 8 ground ball outs. So at home, just fine. Only Chris Medlin of Atlanta, with guys who pitched 25 innings, better.
I'll say just fine. A little dandy 1.34. Gosh. Continuing to throw that fastball.
You know, but Ross did not make any excuses after the game on Sunday. Standing at his locker, asked him about how he felt, and he said, I'm not going to use any sickness or not feeling well as an excuse. I just didn't make good pitches today. And most of the balls are in the air. Well, tonight he has 10 outs, and 8 of them are on the ground.
Well, there's some talk about 5 or 6 games ago when I forget who the pitcher was on that particular night, but it was maybe the 2nd or 3rd game that Suzuki caught, that there were too many breaking balls thrown in that ball game. And they were thinking that maybe it was Suzuki calling. Remember, Bob?
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly who started that ball game.
Well, that's take a look back when the Nats were last home. They played Miami. His first start was handling Jordan Zimmerman on that Saturday night. That was a crazy 10-7 Nats win. And then Suzuki was back in the lineup for the first game at Houston on a night when Edwin Jackson was the starter.
That was who it was. Edwin threw more breaking balls.
Yeah. And just made it through 5 1/3 that night. So the ground balls keep on coming. By the way, Kelly Shopik was with Tampa Bay up until this year. He actually spent the first half of the season with the Red Sox, and the Nats saw him at Fenway, and that's who the Mets picked him up from in that waiver/trade deal. Counts even 1-1. Say one thing that doesn't waver tonight, you know Ross is feeling better because his work rate is so much faster than it was in Phoenix on Sunday.
I tell you what, I mean, you got to be impressed with the way he's using the fastball. He's using it in, there, out, bottom part of the strike zone, all quadrants, in, out, up, and down, changing the eye level.
And a 1-2 count with a pitcher on deck here in the 4th.
Curveball. Suzuki called for the fastball. Ross shook it off and he went to the curveball. See what he does right here.
Shopik 5 homers in 48 games with Boston. 64 in his big league career, now in its 8th year.
Fastball in. He's got that glow-in-the-dark fingernail polish on there, doesn't he?
He's been using that.
It was actually a chartreuse green the other night. White tonight.
Yeah.
Easy to pick up, isn't it?
Yeah. A lot of those things are stick-ons. They just put them on the fingernails. Eddie Perez down in Atlanta used to use white tape for Greg Maddux. And on a pitch away, Detweiler gets strikeout number 1. So top of the order with Worth, Harper, and Zimmerman. Nats trying to get the bats going against Santana tonight. His double in the first sets up a 2-run rally. He doubles again later. Johan Santana, 31 strikes of his 50 pitches. Ross Detweiler, 37 strikes of his 59. And Ryan Zimmerman has put on a defensive show tonight.
Quick to his left, hard hit ball, diving, getting to one knee, flipping it. Perfect strike to first base as he totally stretched out there, making that play, and that's just automatic. Then moving quickly to his right, getting the ball on the way, little hop right there to LaRoche. Do it, boy. Tell you what, he excites me. He can play that position. Sterling defense.
All right, bottom of the 4th. Worth popped up to second, first time up on a changeup. Harper and Zimmerman to follow. Santana buzzing that fastball to the right-handers on that inside corner.
Well, he's just using 2 pitches. He's thrown his curveball twice. His fastball, I would say probably about 60-40 fastballs to changeups.
And there's the first base hit of the game.
There you go.
So Jason Worth, who came in with an on-base percentage of .405, finally gets the Nats in that hit column.
Time to get this party started, partner.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a wait here.
Tries to go inside, doesn't quite get it in there, goes back to the middle of the plate, down. Jason standing right on it, head on the baseball, rips it up the middle. Look at that head on that ball. Totally balanced. And he's swinging that bat good.
Beautiful look on the Toshiba Exmo.
Yes, sir.
When those guys make contact, I love the Exmo because you don't see that bat quiver at all when it hits that sweet spot. So here's Harper, flied to left first time. That helps. He's ahead in the count.
Well, I've noticed already, and I don't know why, but he's been 90 consistently, and his 2 fastballs this inning has been 88. So that's 2 miles per hour. Dang, 2 miles per hour down. I'll get it out.
He's a little slower with the fastball.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Well, 2-0. Bryce Harper hasn't had many 2-0 counts lately. Guys have been getting ahead of him. Consistently on the outside corner. He just needs somebody to make a mistake, give him a cookie so he can hit it out of the park and get this thing going again. How about a line drive lasered up the middle? 2 on, nobody out. And here come the big boys. Bryce Harper's 4th hit in his last 34 at-bats. He needed that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a rocket. He throws him a high fastball outside black, maybe even one ball off the plate, and he scorches that ball to center field. I mean, if that ball would have been at Santana, he'd have had no chance. Hit him right in the coconut. Look at him laughing. That's sweet contact right there. Right back up the middle. That's where you have to take this guy. And both of those guys have executed exceptionally well.
Interesting infield defense by the Mets here. Zimmerman stepping in. They're always going to pinch Ryan up the middle because he goes that way a lot. But look where Daniel Murphy is. Bryce Harper can get a 25-foot leadoff before the pitch is thrown. And if Ryan Zimmerman gaps one or brings up some chalk, this game's tied.
And 2, he can get a big enough lead there that there's no way that you can turn 2, because he's going to be on that second baseman or shortstop so tight that he'll take him right on into the outfield.
So you would think that would indicate they're going to pound Zimmerman away. That was a breaking ball down and in that Ryan couldn't reach.
They're trying to cover that hole over there that they know that Ryan hammers. You know, he hits that ball right through here a lot, right through this hole a lot. And they're trying to cover that. They know that when Ryan goes that way, it's very difficult to double him up.
1 ball, 1 strike. Infielders moving all over the place, and Santana better step off. Daniel Murphy got in behind Harper, and then Ronnie Cedeno snuck in close to Jason Worth. Shortstop's got to stay home here.
There's a lot of hold on that right side, though.
Another one right up the middle. Bo Porter will have to hold up Jason Worth. Not a good throw from Andres Torres, but you got to hold him. And the bases are loaded. Nobody out on 3 shots right up the middle.
Another bullet up the middle, fastball down and in, stays inside, ducking. Look at this. You better duck, man. Ooh, right back at him. Ball hit so hard, center fielder has the ball before Worth even touches third base. 3 perfectly executed swings. As a former hitting coach, you want your hitters to take the ball up the middle. That way you eliminate a lot of room for error.
And you called this earlier. Get Santana on the stretch, and some things might happen. Jason Worth did, and now the next 2 guys have solid hits. And here's a big, dangerous man here. Michael Morse will take one that misses inside. And suddenly the Nationals are building an inning here. Worth, Harper, and Zimmerman all right to center field with base hits.
And another pattern that I have noticed with him in the stretch, Bob, every fastball is middle in. He hasn't been able to get the ball to the outside part of the plate.
Morse got jammed and fouled it out of play. That was probably ball 2, and it broke Michael's bat.
It was. That ball was a good 6-7 inches inside. Started in there. It wasn't a cutter either. He just started that ball in there, and Michael chased a bad pitch.
So why did he rub that thing up by the trademark before the handle? We know the handle is for traction. Why would you rub that thing up on the trademark?
Because you don't want too much tack on your handle. You want to be able to take your hand and touch it up there and then bring as much down as it feels good to make your bat tacky.
Got it.
If you put it all around your handle, then you can't hardly get your hands off of the bat.
1 ball, 1 strike. Morris, high drive, right field, see you later! It's a grand slam, the first of the year for the Nats. That's how you go to the opposite field and extend a hitting streak. Four consecutive hits, every one of them crushed, and this ballpark is jumping. That thing left the premises in a hurry. First pitch, Adam LaRoche. He goes up swinging, just got under it and skies it to Scott Hairston. Well, Harper a hug. He was one of the guys on base.
Well, one way to negate the changeup is hit the fastball the other way. It was up and in. He stayed inside that thing and hit it way back up and there, about the fifth row. You're talking about an excited team that knows how to win, enjoys winning, and you're talking about some serious emotion that this team is emitting.
On one swing, 4-2 Nationals. Desmond is up now. Been a while since the Nats hit a grand slam. There's a first pitch changeup to Desmond, who flared a line drive out to right field his first time. That is such a beautiful thing when a big power guy can go the other way, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Desmond jammed and he fouls it.
And Rick Eckstein, there's so much talk early in the year about the offense not doing what they're capable of doing, and that man right there worked so hard. Davey Johnson has come out and said he's the best hitting coach he's ever been around, and I was actually Davey's hitting coach one time. But he works with these guys, and you can bet he has something to do with getting these guys to realize what they have to do in each at bat in order to give themselves a chance to be successful.
I'm sure Davey forgot that you were once in
Oh, yeah.
for him. So here's Danny Espinosa.
Hard right there, buddy.
Danny Espinosa now with 2 outs.
Davey once told me that I was the second best hitting coach he ever had. You know that?
Is that after you were his second guy?
No. Everybody else was tied for first.
Santana just gave up his 16th homer of the year. Ballpark still buzzing. And the 0-1. Espinosa fights one off his hands, and that'll be near the tarp. Unable to be reached by Daniel Murphy.
Little better location when he's out of the windup. No doubt about it.
Espinosa takes a heartbreaking ball down and in. 1-2 now. On deck, catcher Kurt Suzuki, who has helped Ross Detweiler engineer a pretty good turnaround tonight after a rough first inning. That ball bounces 2-2. Detweiler, by the way, is retired 10 of his last 11. And you know, if pitchers keep it close, this offense is going to come alive at some point. It's the way the Nats have been playing now for the last couple of months.
It's a nice feeling to have.
2-2 to Danny Espinosa. He'll get jammed and pop it up right side. Foul ground, Daniel Murphy. Nats are gone. Worth up the middle, Harper up the middle, Zimmerman up the middle, and Michael Morse right center with a rocket clears the scoreboard, and the Nats pick up a 4 spot. To lead it 4-2. Ray Knight, take us through the sequence here and what led to that up and away drive.
Well, Johan tried to establish it inside. He missed it there. Comes back in there even deeper. He swings at it. Tries to go back in, but gets it right up at the top of the strike zone near the middle of the plate. And Michael did not miss that thing. Turned it around. Sweet stroke. Inside out. Comes out for the ovation. Great job, man. That's a great feeling.
Yeah, I don't think he had to be talked into that curtain
call.
No,
sir, he did not.
So Ross Detweiler now back to work against Johan Santana. Did you see Santana as soon as he delivered that pitch? He turned and went to back up third. He knew that ball had done some damage, hoping it would stay in the ballpark. And a 1-1 pitch from Detweiler is bounced out too short. To Hopper, Ian Desmond, couple of touches tonight, and he's taking care of those. And that is ground ball out number 10. Find out why the government is turning to STG at stginc.com. Nats, since the break, third best in baseball, winning 24 out of 35. And, of course, the Mets are going in another direction. Miami in this division, another. Phillies are kind of wallowing, and the Braves are on the heels of the Nats. So right now, two elite teams in this Eastern Division. And the other one's just hoping to have some kind of influence on the divisional race down through this last month and a half. Top of the order, Ruben Tejada, 2 ground balls. He's 0 for 2. I'm thinking about Detweiler's starts this year. If I can recall correctly, the most ground ball outs he's had in any start this year, 13. Tonight he has 13 outs. And 10 of them on the ground.
That's that late, quick movement on the fastball. And he has it. You see it right there. It's a sinker, but it's just short movement and quick. And that's just enough that hitters cannot square it up. They hit the top of the baseball and pound it in the ground.
And that ball down the line. Ruben Tejada now has a 6-game hitting streak. He's going for 2. Michael Morse's throw just a little bit late. Morse got to it, made a pretty good throw, and Tejada just too fast. So he's 8 for 25 now in his 6-game hitting streak.
Just a fastball down and in. Pretty easy to lay the head on that pitch, even though it was off the plate inside. Tejada, very short bat, short swing, and just gets in there at second base.
There's Andres Torres. He scorched one up the middle, caught by Harper first time, robbed of a hit second time by Zimmerman. And the Mets have actually had more hits than the Nats, 5 over 4.
Bob, Jason Worth is right on top of the infield out there. He's not playing more than 260, 70 feet deep.
He likes to play shallow on the offside, doesn't he?
He does.
Torres 2 for 7 career against Ross Detweiler. Pretty good location on a 2-0 right to the outside corner.
Making a lot of quality pitches. Not too many pitches finding the middle of the plate. Even the ball that Tejada hit was off the inside corner 2 or 3 inches. That one got away from him.
And things get a little hairier with David Wright next. If you get this batter for the second out, you have the option with first base open whether or not to pitch to him. That ball hit hard to right. Worth playing shallow. He'll get back and make the catch. Gets rid of it in a hurry with a runner tagging. So it's okay to play shallow if you can get back. Discover Kia's full lineup of high-quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit kia.com. So look at David right now. 255 July, 264 August. And Ray, as the Mets have faded, and you have to think some of this is because ball clubs in situations like this just maybe not giving him a whole lot to hit.
No question about it, Bob. I mean, there's no question about it. He doesn't have great hitters around him. Harrison is dangerous, but he's not only the best hitter on this team, but one of the top 10 best hitters in the National League. So, you know, you cannot let this guy beat you in any situation. If you're going to pitch to him, you pitch to the edge of the plate. You throw a lot of pitches off speed.
If you walk him, you walk him.
Heck yeah. You don't fool with him. I don't fool with a guy like this. You just know that he's going to beat you if you give him something to hit. You know, he doesn't hit 300, 310, 315 every year for you know, just by with mirrors. He does it with that lumber up there.
That was a pretty good pitch, blown away by Detweiler.
Change up.
Forcing David Wright now to maybe leave his strike zone a little bit to swing at a couple.
Actually, fastball turned over. That had so much movement on it away. I thought it was a changeup in the way he swung at it, but it was a fastball at 94 running hard away. So now he's got him 0-2, and this is where you totally, as a catcher, you set up off the plate. You use your left shin guard as the outside part of the plate. Use your right shin guard as the inside part of the plate. You don't even think about that plate. You expand it to make that plate about 35 inches wide. If you elevate around the neck. If you're going to throw the ball down, you bounce it on the plate. You've got 3 pitches, or actually 4 pitches in my mind.
Yeah.
Because I don't care if I walk him, but I do not give him a ball he can handle.
Well, Ross kind of did. Big hop. Desmond stays with it.
He got away with that. He got away with that.
2 more ground ball outs, 11 in the game, and that is a huge out in the 5th inning. Feeling it here at home. Bottom of the 5th rolls around in a 4-2 game. High quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. Discover Kia's full lineup at kia.com. This all started on September 20th of last year. Total domination now by the Nats over the Mets. 13 of 16. They're winning all the close games, out-hitting them late, out-hitting them with runners on, and making a whole lot fewer errors. Good stuff. Suzuki, Detweiler, Worth, bottom 5 in Santana's pitch count. went from 50 to 71 in that fourth inning. Kurt Suzuki popped up first time. This one flied left field line. Long way to go for everybody, and that's unreachable. Even for the guy in the orange shirt who brought the leather. Nice effort there, buddy. As long as you stay on your side of the rail. Harper shirt next to him. Great crowd tonight. Looks like at least 35 to 37,000. It'll be interesting to get the final tally here. Tomorrow night, a virtual sellout with the concert afterwards. And a really nice house welcoming the boys back home from an epic road trip to Houston, Arizona, and San Francisco. 8 out of 10. Nats, by the way, have more home games left on their schedule than any team in baseball now that they've been on the road for a while. And a 1-2 pitch. Suzuki jammed. That'll be easy for Daniel Murphy. Ross Detweiler coming up. Sunday, Nats, Mets. It's Foundation Day presented by Waste Management. You can learn about the community projects the Washington Nationals Dream Foundation is involved with during a pregame ceremony. Go to nationals.com/tickets and check it out. That'll be game 3 of this series. And the retro ball caps given out tonight. Nice blue and white caps. A lot of folks picking them up at the center field gates on their way in. Ross Detweiler will take a fastball at the knees, 0-2. Still in the fourth inning at Atlanta. Dodgers batting. Runner aboard, 2 outs, and trailing 1-0. Santana goes off speed, missing.
Fastball has dropped from 90 to 87. Starting to throw a few more curveballs. His changeup was at 79. It's now at 77.
And now Detweiler's going to see at least 6 pitches during this at bat.
Hasn't even offered it one either. 68% fastballs. Johan.
And a 3-2 to the opposing pitcher. Ross Detweiler will be called out on strikes on a pitch that could have gone either way. 4th strikeout for Santana. Detweiler twice. Jason Worth at the top of the order tonight. Let's go inside the numbers with SunTrust. This month, highest on base percentage, and only Buster Posey, who the Nats just pitched pretty well in that series, by the way. Buster only had 2 hits in 3 games, leading the way. And of course, Prince Fielder, John Jay, Eric Young. Jason Worth overall this year checked in tonight with a .415 on base percentage. And he's 1 for 2 with that base hit that started the rally last inning.
Well, he's always been one of the league leaders in pitches seen per at bat. So he's going to walk. He's going to draw his walks. And, you know, sometimes with a guy that has this kind of power and thump, you'd like for him to hit in the middle of the lineup, but there's been some great hitters that had some pop. I remember when I first came to the big league, Bobby Bonds led off, Barry Bonds led off, Willie Mays led off late in his career. You know, you get those guys up there that can hit a lot of doubles, get on base, high on base percentage, and it can't do anything to help your ball club.
Then you had 2 guys who were so unique because they could run and they could hit for power. Ricky Henderson, before him Lou Brock. Guys who could hit the ball out of the park in the first couple pitches.
Oh, yeah.
And then steal 3 more the rest of the night.
Cesar Cedeno led off early in his career, Bob, and those are guys that can just turn a game around right there in the first inning.
Worth will fight that one off and follow. That'll play right side. And the count 2-2. If the inning continues, Bryce Harper, let's hope that base hit he got last inning lifted the lid off of something, and he'll just start swinging the bat great on this homestand. He's had pretty good swings, two pretty good swings tonight. Worth, well placed, he's on again.
That a baby.
Jason Worth, 2 for 3. He's now 19 for 45 since coming off the DL. And Ray, he might be the most rehab-ready guy I've seen in the last 5 years, hitting .422 since returning.
No doubt, Bob. His bat is quick. And when he played with Philadelphia, he pulled the ball. You could not throw the ball by him inside. I remember that last series that I was traveling with you when Dibbs left. We go to Philadelphia, hit 3 or 4 home runs, and we were trying to pound him inside. You couldn't get in there on him. He's back to that same type hitter. Last year, a lot of balls he hit to right field, just almost feeling for the ball out there. And you get in those habits sometimes, but he's back on top now.
So a check of Worth. Of course, coming back from the wrist injury. And a bump in the road or two at the ankle over the last week. It's been sore on him. Not sure how prepared he is to do some running. He got to work out in San Francisco the other day, running on about 4 or 5 consecutive 3-2 pitches, which Danny Espinosa kept fouling off. And so here's Bryce Harper, 1 for 2 tonight.
I'd like to see him throw him that same breaking ball. He might light up that Coca-Cola sign out there. That's way deep.
There's one way deep to right. It is out of here. Bryce Harper. Nats lead 6-2.
Look at him run around those bases. He's not jogging around those bases. He's trying to break an all-time Olympic record.
First home run in 2 weeks. And that, my friends, was a rocket out of here. The Nats have knocked in all 6 tonight with the long ball.
Wow. Have you seen a ball get out of here any quicker than that this year? Can you remember one?
No, not really.
It was one of those that I'm looking at the monitor, look up and try to find the ball, and it's in the stands.
I considered the home run call on that one, but I think C was the only word I could have gotten out. That was quick. So for Harper, his 11th RBI total shoots up to 34. And here's Ryan Zimmerman. He goes up and takes a big hack, and the count's even 1-1. The Nats have now hit 129 home runs with their 2 tonight. And watch this thing.
Boom! And he scooted around those bases. That young man, hey, you know, people talk about slumps. People talk about swinging at bad balls. Another base hit.
Zimmerman 2 for 3. And the top 4 guys in the lineup tonight are 7 for their last 7 after the first time through the order. And now Manny Acosta is up. And suddenly the Nats have turned this into another rough outing for Johan Santana. Just took a little while. Broke through in the 4th, and now some more breakage here in the 5th.
Well, team didn't do anything as long as he was winding up. As soon as he got in the stretch, things started happening. Price, he scooted around those bases. I can't get over that. That was a full sprint.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one tonight, look forward to Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. They provided the retro ball caps here at the yard tonight. So here's Michael Morse trying to make it 8 consecutive hits for the top 4 guys in the batting order. And that is down the line and foul. Hooked it so hard it couldn't stay fair. By the way, that grand slam was Michael Morse's first career hit against Santana in 10 at-bats.
Well, that's the way to break in or break out.
Fourth inning long, fifth inning long. And he retired the first two men here, Suzuki and Detweiler, before Jason Worth got him for that base hit. Morse jammed enough that it's playable in center. Look how far he hit that ball when it got him near the trademark. So Worth got that hit. Bryce Harper got one down in the zone and knew what to do with it. The rookie with his 11th of the year. And the Nats lead 6-2. Look at the shark. It is Shark Week. Teddy's got the fin. Teddy's got the big one, the jaws going. He thought he won. The shark had taken out George and taken out Tom, but couldn't get Abe.
Little damage right there. Wow. What happened?
Well, you give a president a hole in the head. That's really something. Morse and Harper, the power guys tonight. Now, how many more zeros does Ross Detweiler have? Remember, he retired David Wright for the last out, last hit. Here's Hairston, who has solved him twice for doubles. 74th pitch of the night. Detweiler, by the way, this year has gone 7 innings 4 times. All 4 of those among his last 6 starts.
Well, Davey just wasn't convinced early that Ross could get by 85 pitches, because there were several times that Ross was in a position to get to that 7th inning, and he would take him out in the 6th with 80, 83, 84 pitches. And Davey said to me privately that he just thought that he lost his stuff, and just from where he sat in the dugout, he lost the movement and the location of his fastball. And then he started to trusting him more and pushed him on up to the 100-pitch limit, and he feels pretty comfortable with him there now.
That'll make it 2 balls and 2 strikes out of play, as you saw Craig Stammen working. So the Mets have 5 hits tonight, 3 of them in the first inning. Wright, Hairston, and Murphy with the 2 RBIs back to back to back. Hairston double in the 3rd, Tejada 5th inning double. That has been it.
But with Stammen up here in the beginning of this inning already throwing, that tells me that Davey is thinking that this is Ross's last inning.
3-2 now.
Because there's no reason for Stammen to be heating up
with a 4-run lead.
With a 4-run lead.
Yeah. And a 3-2. Hairston is swinging a hot bat tonight. Is he going to go for his 3rd double? Yes, he is. Morse, no chance. 3 2-baggers for Scott Hairston. Man, you put a guy in the leadoff spot who hasn't been there much in his career. He's starting to look like one. Actually, cleanup spot. Looking like one, driving these extra base hits.
Well, he could always hit, and this ball right here, little confusion right there is you got to take up ground on that ball. You can't let the ball roll all the way out there. Either one of those guys could have gotten to that ball and started back toward the infield, and that may have stopped Hairston, but anytime you're going laterally.
Detweiler covers, doesn't need to. LaRoche has it. Over to third base, Hairston. That's the 12th ground ball out of the night. Now, we have a concert tomorrow night, but don't forget about Dierks Bentley. He'll be here in September on the 22nd, and that's after a day game, 105 against Milwaukee. Tickets start at just $10. Go to nationals.com/concerts. And if you want to see some pennant baseball and some great music, get your tickets now. Do not wait. These concert nights have been selling out. Ronnie Cedeno, the hitter. And Detweiler with a good-looking fastball, but evidently something not right about it. Ball one. So Hairston at third, one out, productive out for Daniel Murphy. And that'll be a productive out because they'll get a run. Desmond bobbles and somehow finds the ball in his bare hand. 2 outs. RBI number 21 for Ronnie Cedeno. You know what? And if you're going to give up a run when you've got a lead, it happens fast, and now the bases are empty. Whoop. Never panicked, did he?
No, he knew it was right there somewhere. That's where they say you got to get a handle on it.
Jason Bay, the hitter. He's flied to left and bounced out to short. In the air, right side. Danny Espinosa's got the angle. He'll call off LaRoche, and that's it. So if that's 6 innings and that's it for Detweiler, nice job tonight, leading by 3. Mason. Who but W.B. Mason? So on to the bottom of the 6th now. LaRoche, Desmond, Espinosa for the Nats. Ross Detweiler, 84 pitches, 53 strikes in 6 innings. And tomorrow night, Jonathan Neese, 9-6. Last time out, he gave up a run in 8 innings on just 6 base hits. And he will take on Edwin Jackson, who gets an extra day of rest. June 6th right here, Edwin beat the Mets with 2 runs in 7 innings. So that's extra tomorrow night at 6:30. And make a note of this. We are joining you a little earlier from the booth these days. We'll be with you from the booth at 6:56. And then first pitch at 7:05. Mets have a new left fielder, the greatest pinch hitter in the history of the universe, Jordany Valdespin, replacing Jason Bay. And that's because they've made a double switch. And the night is over for Johan Santana after 5 innings, 93 pitches, and Manny Acosta takes over. 28 games, 9.29 on the ERA. He's given up 32 earned runs in 31 innings. And the league's hitting .310 against him. The Mets bullpen has been struggling lately. Adam LaRoche leads off, facing a right-hander now. So Santana in 5 innings gives up 6 runs on 7 hits. And all 6 of them scoring on 2 swings. Shift is on for LaRoche. He pulls it to the first baseman. Murphy to Acosta. Nats box busy with the long ball tonight. And look at it. It's all from the top 4 guys. In the 4th and 5th innings, Worth, Harper, Zimmerman, and Morse went 7 for 8 with 6 runs scored and all 6 driven in.
Don't you love how these guys talk to each other, talking baseball all the time? Just every time the camera goes into the dugout, you see guys engaged in deep conversation.
And Desmond goes up first pitch swinging. He's been known to do that. And he ends 0 for 3 in his return tonight. 2 outs quickly here in the 6th.
Yeah, young pup against a couple of grizzled old veterans. Not old, certainly not old, but certainly veterans.
Soaking it all in, and here's Danny Espinosa. We saw handshakes, by the way, in the Nats dugout, indicating that Detweiler's done. Stammen continues to throw. He struck out 1 batter tonight. Stammen about to come in for the 7th, and he had 13 ground ball outs. Ross Detweiler, 84 pitches, 53 strikes.
Just very efficient.
Espinosa pops one straight back out of play. But I'll tell you, Ross Detweiler, he begets good defense because he works quickly, keeps everybody on the balls of their feet.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. There's nothing like having a guy out there that works quickly, that throws a lot of balls at sink, and you know there's going to be ground balls. You're going to get action. Keeps you on your toes and just makes you play at the top of your game.
Espinosa 0 for 2, strikeout, foul out. One for 3 career against Manny Acosta.
After sputtering a lot of the season, hot and cold, Danny really starting to put together a nice season. His batting average over 250, the 13 home runs, right at 30 doubles.
Way outside, 3-2. 30-year-old right-hander, 3rd year with the Mets. Kurt Suzuki waiting in the wings here in the 6th inning. Good at bat by Espinosa. He was behind in the count, coaxing his 35th walk of the year. And that's the first walk issued to the Nats tonight. First time anybody from the 5 spot on down has been on base. And here's Suzuki.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him go early in the count, too. Acosta very slow to the plate. Danny leading the team in stolen bases. You can get a read on him pretty quickly. see him take off.
If the inning continues, there's a shark on deck. And I'm supposed to say now, it of course is Shark Week. It was funny, though, in the clubhouse the other day in San Francisco, the Nats, some of the players were upset that the Discovery Channel was not on the menu of the TV in the visiting clubhouse there. And before one of the games, man, they wanted to check in on Shark Week, and they couldn't. They were not happy. Already seen a shark take down 2 presidents tonight. And now Chad Tracy replaces Bernardino. Interesting. And Suzuki lashes this one out to center. Andres Torres will run it down. And the Nats are gone. They've only stranded 2 runners tonight. On to the 7th. Here comes Craig Stammen to protect that 3-run lead. Great view of the ballpark. You never know when one of these power hitters might hit one at you right out there, where you and Johnny usually work. But on to the 7th inning now. Bullpen a job to retain this 3-run lead. But I'll tell you, the top of the order, the guys setting the tables, then the explosion by Morse and Harper.
Well, they figured out Santana. He was throwing the ball inside. He lost it a little bit when he went to the stretch, and the guys got the ball a little bit out over the plate, hit the ball back up the middle, and were able to make good, solid contact. And that's the way this club has been. They've been so explosive. In the last month in groups, if you look at the box score, there's always 3 or 4 guys seemingly stacked together that get a couple of hits and drive in the runs and score the runs. And that's what you have to do is be consistent and drive those runs in and stack up base hits.
So you could see the showers coming down. Kelly Shopik for the Mets. And then on the double switch, Jordany Valdespin will be the number 9 hitter. Kelly Shopik tonight. Bounce at a third, robbed of a hit by Zimmerman. Swinging strikeout. And faces Craig Stammen here, who overthrows the fastball and misses badly. 2-0. That ball is hammered to left, and it is way out of here. Nats bullpen as a whole, not nearly as good lately as it was in the first 4 months of the season, and now suddenly this is a 2-run game. Kelly Shopik, first home run as a Met, and he hit that ball an absolute mile.
Well, he throws a fastball up inside part of the plate, and Shopik obviously thinking inside, cheats a little bit and kills it.
So it's a 6-4 game now. The Mets have scored 2 consecutive runs. And now the Harper homer is the difference in the game. And here's Jordany Valdespin. The good news is he's already in the game, and this is not a pinch hitting appearance. Valdespin this year, 2 pinch hit homers against the Nats. And on the season, he's hit 5. 7 pinch hits, 5 home runs. That's a really good breaking ball. We know the guy can hit a fastball.
Great curveball. He hasn't thrown a lot of these things. 12-6. Bottom falling out of that thing. Not too many people going to hit that. There it is again.
Got him for an important first out here in the 7th inning.
Craig right on top. Great spin. Pulling that window shade straight down. A lot of tight rotation, and as a result, a lot of depth to that breaking ball.
And more money for the Children's Inn at the National Institutes of Health. $37 for every strikeout this year by a Nats pitcher. And for that, we thank our Washington area Toyota dealers. Top of the order, Ruben Tejada. Doubled in 3 trips and a swing and a foul. Tejada 1 for 5 career against Craig Stammen. Ryan Matthews is up and throwing. This might be with David Wright in mind because of Matthews' heavy sinker. And Ray, you talked earlier, get Wright out, down and in if you can. So that would be the matchup, that repertoire against that particular hitter. We'll see. And a 2-1, 1 hopper. Ryan Zimmerman, 3 or 4 crow hops. Easy out, 2 down.
Well, if Stammen stays down there, he's effective. Anything from just above the knee down all the way working to the shins, he's got great movement. When he gets the ball up, as any sinker baller above the waist, that ball is just easy to hit, and that's what Shopik got, a supposed sinker, but he got it up in the strike zone, and the ball just says, hit me, hit me.
This is a very important hitter in this game because if Torres keeps the inning going, David Wright represents the tying run thanks to that Shopik home run. That's a check swing. It is a swing, says Ted Barrett, the crew chief. Now Stammen's got some wiggle room with a count of 0-2.
Yeah, they're not picking up that breaking ball tonight. Very tight rotation. Not seeing it at all.
So maybe one in the dirt here. Let's see what he throws. Wow, he's going to paint the outside corner with it. Why bother wasting a pitch? Shopik a homer, time to stretch for over 34,000. The Nets by 2. Mercedes-Benz of Alexandria. Michael Moore's third career Grand Slam, first for the Nats this year. Ross Detweiler, a lot of ground balls in his 6 innings. Bryce Harper breaks a home run drought. It was just a couple of weeks, but there was a no-doubter off of his bat back in the 5th inning.
After a breaking ball from Santana, tries to throw the fastball by him, knee high, middle in, and he just launched that thing, laser shot, got out of here quickly.
Pat on the head by the veteran, who he calls his big brother in the outfield, by the way, Jason Worth. Roger Bernardino will be the leadoff man for the Nats with Harper in the hole. Worth on deck here, bottom 7. So Bernardino was on deck last inning. Then it was Tracy with a man on. But now Bernardino leads off the 7. Chad, of course, more of a power guy. Roger can get on base so many different ways. David Wright's about 15 feet off the line. He's in the baseline between 2nd and 3rd in case of a bunt. How about a base hit up the middle? What a great approach by these hitters tonight. And Ray taking what the pitcher gives you, not trying to pull everything. And the shark attack is on, and he might be running here in the 7th.
Yeah, Bob, home runs are going to come. You just want to hit the ball right square in the face, get your base hits. That ball was hit so hard it went out there like a knuckleball. He hit it so much in the center of the baseball. And if you can just hit the ball hard, drive it throughout the ballpark, then you're going to hit home runs. It's when you try to hit home runs that you don't. And that kid right there has come a long way with the bat this year, hasn't he?
It's amazing. Over the last couple of months, Bernardino is flirting with 300 now. In fact, that hit got him to 299.4652. Safe to say one more base hit gets him over the hump, but Roger Bernardino hitting 300, that's never happened before.
And in a role that's very difficult to do that.
Yeah.
Not getting to play every day, just getting in a bat here and there, and then getting a chance to play, getting 4 at bats as Davey tries to keep them sharp.
You know, it's interesting, Ray, and we loved Rick Ankiel when he was here. Great guy in the ball club. Power, speed, unbelievable arm, great defense. But he and Bernardino were similar type players. It's almost as if now that Ankiel has been gone for a while, Roger is the man in that role, and he has embraced it big time.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. What it's done is given him more opportunity, too. Rick got a lot of at-bats that Roger could have gotten, and it's very difficult to keep 2 guys that are similar as we look at Shark. But he certainly has, and role's been expanded. I would go so far to say, if you want to say he's the 4th outfielder on the team, he's the best 4th outfielder in the league.
Worth will take a tough pitch. Good take, because what do you do with that? Right on the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jason tonight 2 for 3. Those 2 hits gave him 10 career hits and 33 at bats against Johan Santana. Not many guys can say they hit 300 against that man. And a 1-2 with the target away. Worth trying to serve it to right field.
That's just one of those swings where you have a pitch that's not anything you can drive, and you just spoil it and try to get to a better ball to hit.
One ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out, bottom 7. Bernardino, front foot to the edge of the cut of the grass. He's holding. Up and away, 2-2.
Jason looks good at the plate, boy. He looks so decisive. He looks like he's ready to hit every pitch.
Josh Edgen, only lefty in the Mets bullpen. They're a man short out there. because Jeremy Hefner will come out of the pen and start against the Nationals on Sunday. Bernardino running, great jump. And a long fly to right. It'll back up Scott Hairston. Roger already cruising back to first base, 1 out. Whenever you're out of the market here in D.C., Maryland, or Northern Virginia, take the Nats with you everywhere you go. Every out-of-market game live online on your favorite connected device in HD quality. Visit Nationals.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Don't want to forget you folks down in Virginia further, and North Carolina, up in Pennsylvania. All within the Masson footprint. When you're away from Masson, try out MLB.tv. Big night for Bryce Harper. 2 for 3, single, 2-run homer, 2 runs scored. First pitch changeup. Harper, 1 career at bat against Manny Acosta. He lined out.
Good pitch to run on. Fastball. Score on the double. Breaking ball, steal the base.
Target in. Mets thought he might be going. Bottom 7, 6-4 Washington. And the Mets have scored runs in each of the last 2 innings. Runner holding, pitch away, 2-0.
2 changeups in a row, Bob.
Well, Andre Ethier has hit his 12th. And in the 6th inning, the Dodgers have taken a 2-1 lead at Atlanta. Three and 0. Hasn't thrown him a heater yet.
Well, he got a good look from the bullpen at the last one that was thrown to him.
3-0. Harper ripping on a 3-ball no strike count. Pitch up. The Braves have won 3 straight, so they're 4 back of the Nats. Mets a distant 17, Phillies 19, Marlins 20.5. Phillies lead 1-0 at Montreal. The Marlins are run early at Colorado. And as mentioned, the Braves now behind 2-1, 6th inning. Runner goes. Good jump. Harper off to the left with a foul. 3-2. And you know, with a full count, Roger will be running with 1 out. Guys who can get you hits off the bench and run like him, fairly rare, huh?
And play defense and throw. The kid can do everything. He has as many tools as anybody on this ball club. He has some pop in that bat too. He's hitting more line drives this year, but he has some pop.
Bernardino started, then stopped, but now he can go to second as Harper walks. 2 on, 1 out, with Zimmerman and Morse now the next 2 hitters. Second walk by Manny Acosta. Tonight's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of your Washington Nationals. Ryan Zimmerman career against Manny Acosta, a walk, and he's 3 for 8. Two for 3 tonight. Off speed, up and in. The rain still falling.
Manny's all over the place right now. He's throwing the ball everywhere.
He's faced 7 hitters, walked 2, given up a hit. Nats would like to answer that run right back the Mets had in the top of this inning. Runners are going. Throw to third. Bernardina is out. Kelly Shopping put it right on the bag for David Wright. Harper ends up at second. Took a perfect throw.
Well, he got a good jump, but it's just a perfect throw. Ball's inside, and I don't know about that. Looked like to me. Let's see right here again before I say anything. Yeah, he got him.
Got the glove between the spike and the bag, didn't he?
No doubt.
Well, Zimmerman could still knock in a run with a 2-out hit. The Nats were going for a big one there. Bryce Harper on the back end, got himself to second base, reading that play. And that's not an easy play for a catcher, Ray, with that right-handed batter standing just to his left. Kelly Shopping's given this team a lift. Home run, good defense.
I think the fact that the ball was down and in, Bob, it allowed him to clear himself behind Zim and come out of there and have a line of sight throw.
Yeah, good call. Big gap in left center for Ryan, who's gone up the middle and to left with his 2 hits tonight. Zimmerman hits it hard. Oh, good play by Ruben Tejada to save a run. So the Mets go defense on the Nats to keep them off the board. On to the 8th now in a 6-4 game. Dodge. Go to Dodge.com or visit your local Dodge dealer this weekend. Well, Mr. Lincoln gets a breather after narrowly defeating Teddy in the race earlier tonight. A shark took out Tom and George, but Abe got the W. And Masson's social media weekend styled by Hair Cuttery is underway. You can win seat upgrades, autographed gear, meet and greets, free haircuts, and more. Details posted on the Masson Nationals Facebook page. Go back to school with a great new haircut. Visit Hair Cuttery for a look that will turn heads. I went there yesterday, but I haven't seen any heads turn this way just yet. But that's okay. Made me feel a lot cooler. And here's Drew Storen. He'll go to work in the 8th inning. Boy, Drew coming off one of the rough outings of his career in San Francisco. He said it's all part of the process of trying to make it back. Retired one man, gave up 4 runs on 3 hits with a walk Tuesday night in that giant 6-1 win.
How about that? 080 righties, 700 left-handers.
And I would say that's 7 for 10 because there haven't been that many at bats.
I don't think there's any other numbers that can reach 700.
Well, he's pitching because David Wright's the leadoff man here. Time of the game normally set aside for Sean Burnett, but Hairston is next, and then Daniel Murphy. So this could be your save right here. David Wright 1 for 3, base hit opposite field, a couple of grounders that he pulled, and Drew missing twice upstairs. David Wright career is 0 for 7 against Drew Storen. A strikeout, couple of walks. .95, he threw it by him on 2-0.
Mano right there. Fastball down the heart of the plate. David Wright geared and ready. Drew Storen, winner on that pitch.
Ramon Ramirez now for the Mets, looking ahead to the 8th. 2-1 pitch. He gets the called strike with another 95. Checking on the Kinetic North America pitch track.
Outside part of the plate, moving back in. Easily a strike, upper quadrant.
Kinetic North America providing world-class technology and responsive solutions to our government customers. And a 2-2, Wright gets it up the middle. He is really good this year. And David Wright now 137 hits. And it's a good thing the Nats have the right-hander in the game the way Scott Harrison's been hitting lefties. 3 doubles tonight, matches a Mets career record. A team record for one batter. He's gone right field wall, left field corner, and left center gap for his 3 doubles. He's gone everywhere but scoreboard. And that's up and in.
Overthrowing a little bit. Anytime you see the ball go up and in with a sinker ball pitcher, his left shoulder is flying open a little bit, trying to get a little extra on the ball.
There's Sean Burnett, left-hander ahead, and Murphy.
That's more like it.
Scott Hairston has hit into 7 double plays this year. Is this number 8? Here's Espinosa from Zimmerman. 5-4-3. The first of the night for the Nats. And they have now turned 16 ground ball outs.
You put the whammy on him, partner. You put the whammy on him as this ball is hit pretty sharply, ranging way to his left. Perfect throw. Espinosa, once he catches it with that arm, you're out.
You know, that's what makes Detweiler's 13 ground ball outs in 6 innings even more impressive. He did not have a double play ball. I mean, you're talking about 13 hitters.
You're right.
Because we count 2 for 1 on that. Why not? Bases empty, Murphy. And now because of that, the right-hander gets to stay in. Espinosa bobbles. But the Nats keep playing tight defense. They're the 3rd best defensive team in the National League, combined with the best pitching staff. It is Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And Ray, there's a tall one for you.
Well, this ball, he tried to get inside, and he did not get it in there. He got it up, and Michael Morris jumped all over that thing after work. Harper and Zimmerman had all singled up the middle. Grand slam, put the Nats on top, 4-2. Just another one of those big clutch base hits by Michael Morris.
By the way, those yellow things you saw raining in the dugout, I was corrected by a viewer a couple of weeks ago. Those are the bubblegum wrappers. We thought they had popcorn in the dugout, but they tossed the bubblegum wrappers for home run guys. And this call to the bullpen is packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. And the Mets will call on Ramon Ramirez, 30-year-old right-hander. Big league time with the Rockies, Royals, Red Sox, and Giants. And Ramirez, 42nd appearance with a 4.20 ERA. Mets bullpen this summer, earned run average 5.10.
Oh.
And not a good second half of the season to boot. Michael Morse leads off. Right off the end of his bat. Well, that was a really good bounce back appearance by Drew Storen. Double play huge. Opens the gate for Tyler Clippard now to wind things up. He'll be facing Cedeno, the pitcher spot, and Shopik, 6, 7, and 8 in the Mets' ninth. On a 0-2, it's in the dirt. The Baltimore Grand Prix is a 180 miles per hour festival of speed, August 31st to September 2nd. Tickets on sale now, presented by SRT. Visit raceonbaltimore.com. Baltimore Grand Prix. Nobody's driven that fast in Baltimore since Ray Knight played there. Oh no, wait a minute. Let me correct that. Your crime in the Dakota is the only one you've ever committed. Sorry about that. There's our Hollywood Casino. Charlestown Races league leaders. National.
I've had a couple speeding tickets now.
So Michael's got that 13-game streak going on, and that's a big swing and a miss on a curveball way outside. Adam LaRoche 0 for 3 tonight. Desmond to follow here in the 8th. The Dodgers have added another run in the 7th inning at Atlanta. Braves just now coming up with Freddie Freeman hitting, and now trail LA 3-1. The Nats could lead by as many as 5 at the end of the night. Shift on, nobody within 80 feet of third base. And a pitch away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And don't forget, check out the Potomac Nationals. Last homestand August 20th through the 26th. So they'll be back home in 3 days, and check them out down there at Fitzner Stadium at PotomacNationals.com. They'll have all kinds of fun for you on that last homestand. That's a rifle shot, and the shift works on a diving catch by Ruben Tejada. That's the shortstop out there. Hardly seems fair, does it?
It doesn't. You know, sometimes as a hitter, you look up, see this ball middle working down, and you think that there's about 10 people out there, and there are. There's only 8 out there, but 7 actually behind the pitcher. They all look like they're stacked in one area.
That might be the most dramatic example all year that we've seen of the shift actually working. We've probably seen 7 or 8 times that many where a ball hit to where a second baseman usually is, goes for a hit.
That's true.
Or a shortstop.
That's certainly true.
Ian Desmond 0 for 3 in his return. Love to see him get a knock before the night's over. Takes a big swing there.
Swing looks good.
Yeah, that's what Davey was saying this afternoon, Ray. He said he's watched him and in the cage and out taking BP, and he has no worries at all about Ian Desmond's ability to swing the bat.
Boy, was he hot prior to having that problem. And then even when he had the problem, he was swinging the bat great. Just prior to the All-Star break.
Hard to believe he could do that.
It really is.
Desmond launches one high in the air to left center. Hanging up for Jordani Valdespin. And here we go. Top of the ninth coming up. Tyler Clippard trying to nail down this 2-run game. Striking like lightning for 4 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th with the home run balls. So here we are in the 9th inning. And Tyler Clippard will be going for the save here in a moment. In the house tonight with Ray upstairs with us, Byron Kerr and Phil Wood. Nats Extra Postgame presented by WB Mason when this one is over. Ronnie Cedeno, Ike Davis, Kelly Shopping scheduled against Tyler Clippard here. Top of the 9th. Tyler coming off a tense save by this same score 2 days ago in San Francisco that featured a crazy sun and wind-blown pop-up missed by Adam LaRoche, but he got the final out, striking out Buster Posey, and it doesn't get any tougher than that in San Francisco. Then he had that 5-pitch, 4-strike save in Arizona last weekend. So Tyler had an interesting road trip. And here we go. Ronnie Cedeno 0 for 2 with a walk. RBI ground ball. Fastball up. Ronnie Cedeno career against Tyler Clippard. This makes things interesting. 3 for 5 with a double. That's a beauty, 91 to the outside edge. Kinetic North America pitch tracks it.
Just sets up outside and drills it right to the glove.
Another heater, 2-1. Nationals trying to post a W on the board while the Braves bat. Bottom of the 7th, bases empty, 2 outs, trailing by 2. Off speed at 79.
Dandy little changeup.
34,827 starting to make some noise. Ike Davis will hit for the pitcher next. Great crowd for a Friday night. Yeah.
21 home runs on the season. Ike Davis.
Important to keep the first guy off base, and that fastball just launched.
Yeah, how many times have we said it? I mean, it seems like every night. You can't walk that leadoff guy. You got a 2-run lead. He doesn't mean anything. Go get him. If you have to throw it right down the middle, you know, go get him.
Nope. Way upstairs. So Clippard on at least 3 pitches during that matchup having a hard time getting over the top of his fastball. And that's of it, 2 homers tonight. And every time they do, and it's been 129 times, $200 more to the Children's National Medical Center from our Washington area Lexus dealers. Ike Davis against Tyler Clippard, 1 for 11 career. I was a little surprised Ike wasn't in the lineup tonight. He's only hitting in the 2 teens, but power, and he was 2 for 5 career against Ross Detwiler.
Yeah, partner, look how deep the outfield's playing. Now they're playing no doubles, don't want the ball hit over their head. They're going to go to second base on a base hit. The runner at first base means nothing. No reason to even try to throw to third.
And this is where Bryce Harper told me Jason Worth communicates well with him, gets after him to remind me of what you just said. Remind him, you cannot launch a throw and let a hitter get to second base in this situation.
No, sir. You got to know the value of the runner, the value of the hitter. The hitter is where everything lies right now, as he's the tying run. So he's the guy you must keep off of second base.
Clippard going with the heater. No balls to. Mets have the leadoff man aboard, top of the 9th. Nationals trying to beat them for the 10th time in 13 games this year. And Davis continues to fight.
LaRoche holding the runner on at first base, and that's simply because he doesn't want to vacate, get behind him, and open up that line. So what he's doing, he's holding the runner on right there. He just takes 1 step off the bag and makes sure that he can knock any ball down that shoots hard down that line.
Swing and a miss on 92 upstairs for the first out.
Yeah, it's okay to throw that high fastball, but throw it when you have 2 strikes. He rears back, lets it go, elevates. They can't lay off of it. And he strikes him out right there.
Kelly Shopik next.
Now, you know he's a middle-in hitter by the way that he attacked that fastball up and in last time, so go away with something. Ooh, that's not a good place to go.
Not for a guy who hit one about 400 feet into the seats in left field last time up.
Elevated just enough that he can't get on top of that ball, but the barrel was there. He didn't throw it by him. He just threw that ball high enough that he couldn't get on top of it with his hands.
Tyler Clippard did not face Kelly Shopik when the Nats played at Fenway Park. 1 for 3 with a long home run last time up. Appears to be more of a fly ball hitter than a ground ball guy. He's hit into 2 double plays this year.
Yeah, when a guy hits a ball that's up in the strike zone and gets it that much in the air, pretty sure he's a fly ball hitter.
And by the way, the Braves did not score in the 7th. Top of the 8th in Atlanta now. Dodgers 3, Atlanta 1. Now, if you get a guy's bat slowed down, you might get a ground ball accidentally. That one way foul. And now the crowd starts to build again on account of no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's so geared for the fastball. He was about 5 clicks ahead of that changeup. He doesn't throw a lot of hooks, but good candidate for a hook on the outside part of the plate because he pulls off the ball so much. He's already wide open, and then his hips fly.
And the 0-2 out ahead of that fastball.
Well, that's all he's thinking. If you're reading the bat barrel, which pitchers are supposed to do, catchers are supposed to do, that bat barrel's out there about 8, 10, 12 inches in front of the plate. Go off the bat barrel, throw something soft, out away from him. Down. And he should have no chance to handle it the way he's approaching the ball.
Got him on a changeup. Way out ahead. 2 outs in the 9th.
Well, you just knew if he could pull the string and not hang it, the Shopik wasn't going to do anything to it. Great changeup. Look how he chokes that thing back in there, kills it. Little inside-out rotation. Shopik way out in front of that thing. He could have swung twice at that pitch.
Here's Jordani Valdespin now. 1 for 3 with a home run against Tyler Clippard. Crowd on its feet. Nats trying to get the homestand off to a great start.
Now LaRoche moves off the runner. They'll probably just take second base, but again, that run means nothing. You're just trying to get as much coverage as you can range-wise, so you play deep and off the runner.
There he goes. First pitch, change-up missing. Second base, Ronnie Cedeno.
Outfield still in no doubles situation because the only thing that they're worried about beating them is a ball over their head. So in the no double situation, that just means that you can get back to the wall under control and catch a fly ball off the wall.
That's a high strike. Valdespin doesn't like the call from Brian Runge.
It looked a little high from my vantage point too, but we'll see here on the pitch track. Let's see if this ball catches it.
Actually wider than it was high.
What?
Target in. Way in, ball 2.
Good pitch. Hey, if you're going to go in there, go in there. Don't play around with that thing.
On 2 and 1, way upstairs. He walked him a little bit outside. Now the tying runs on base. Ruben Tejada is 1 for 4 with a double tonight. It's a right-handed matchup. A hitter who is 1 for 4 career against Tyler Clippard.
Now you've got to change your tactics. The outfield has to come in a little bit. You got to make sure that the runner on first base, you are at home, so you take the no doubles away. You try to catch the ball that's hit in front of you. That's a base hit. Maybe to the pull side, you play deep as Michael Morris is, but center fielder, right fielder, both shading toward right. Big gap in left center.
First pitch, fly ball. Michael Morris is there, and the Nats win it. 11 of 13, 21 of 27, and the winning continues here in D.C. Mets strand 6 on the night. Tyler Clippard save number 26, and the weekend's off to a really nice start.